Hi and welcome to RC Copter Love. I don't know if you know this not problem. You make some progress with flying helicopters and you reach a certain level, let's say such a level like me, that I'm beginning to do light acrobatics, some inverted flying, and suddenly you have the feeling that you walk against a wall. You feel some kind of stagnation, you don't progress, and you're getting frustrated. It was happening to me, and I had in the last 3-4 weeks, I had several times I was meeting this problem. I was having contact with YouTube pilots which were even giving up flying because they were so frustrated that they, from some moment, they could not progress anymore. And I want to show you in this video what you can do against this problem, because I'm also sometimes a bit frustrated, and this should not be, because we have to ask ourselves, that's the first main thing, why we are doing this. I am doing this because I love helicopters in general. So I love full-size helicopters, I love the stuff, what they are doing, and I'm so happy when I can do some of this stuff. I can do all this scale flying, for instance, I can do from long time. And I'm happy when I see that my helicopter behaves like a full-size helicopter in the air. So nobody will take this away. And this was my motivation to start. Everybody has another motivation. If somebody has the motivation to do very fast smack 3D, very difficult 3D, then he also should have a way to keep motivated, stay motivated, because he should look at that what he has already achieved. My reason for being sometimes a bit frustrated is that I'm not getting to grips in such a way with my bigger helicopters like with my small helicopters. So I'm far away from flying in the same let's say with the same lightness, with the same fun, with the same being not worried, enjoying it with my bigger helicopters. I think this is, to be honest, more psychological phenomenon, because I know when these small machines, especially this one, you know from my last video that it's my favorite at the moment, when this one comes down, nothing really big will happen. Especially if you are flying, if you could show, my dear wife, if you could show the grass, how high this grass is. If you are flying over such grass, the only difficulty you will have is to find it. But for this I have a beeper. But in general, there will be almost no damage. You pick it up and you continue flying. When you are coming down with such a machine, the chances that you don't have any damage are very small. So I was telling myself the question, why am I sad that I'm not progressing in this style? Because it's, in my case, a little bit unlogical to be not satisfied, because, to be honest, it's no wonder that I'm coming to grips so well with these machines, which are feeling really like a part of my body, because I was starting with an M2. And although this is the newest M2, it still has some of the DNA of this old sisters that we had before, the M2 V2, the Explorer, which was my first helicopter at all. Then it was coming the Evo, then we had the MK2 with the flight controller of the M2 V3 Pro inside the OFS 3. So I have so much experience with these small helicopters that it's no wonder that they feel like a part of me. And this is the most important, to have at least one helicopter which really makes you so happy that you feel connected. And I know there will come the day when I'm flying enough. I'm not a natural talented pilot. I'm just somebody who makes progress through repeating and repeating. And I feel somehow that with the big helicopters, I still don't have enough experience. So I'm still getting to grips with them. And as long as this is the case, I don't worry if I fly worst with them. And you should do the same. I had contact with some pilots which are even stopping to fly their helicopters. There's something beeping because I have inactivity alarm, but no worry, it will fly soon. They were even stopping and going back, for instance, only to flying planes. I think this is very sad because you invested all this time, all the passion, just to stop flying. I think in my case, for instance, I'm not flying planes, but I would not stop, even if I'm sometimes not happy with my flying and even my M5 is still standing at home, because I say to myself, if I'm not really flying in a good way with the M4, why should I start to fly with my M5, which maybe will frighten me even more, and it's much more expensive. So I'm just training this stuff which I can already with the small ones. And the strange thing is, all people are saying always that small helicopters are much more difficult to fly. For me, from the very beginning, it was exactly the opposite. So I was always much more brave with the small helicopters, not the M1 necessarily, because the M1 has a little bit limited power, but I was more brave and I feel much more relaxed. So I'm not worrying about crashing, and this is something wonderful. Our hobby is not about worrying, it's not about stressing yourself, it's to enjoy yourself. And so I'm flying with this small machine, what I can do so far, and I'm really happy with this progress because it's not easy to fly a helicopter. My YouTube friend Michael made a great video in which he shows the analogy of playing guitar and flying a helicopter. And he explains in this video why it's so hard to fly a helicopter. You should watch it. I link it in the description. It's a great video and it's a lot of fun to watch it because I'm a bass player, so I found myself totally in this. So, in this video, I will show you now a flight with this little M2, and then I think I have to unconnect it once again because it begins to beep because it's hold it in my hand instead of being flown. And later in the same video, I will show you a flight with my M4, which I'm flying much more carefully, and I'm now okay with it. I wait, the time will come. So I I place this over here. This one, it has to wait, or now it places it here. And just for safety reasons, I will disconnect the M2 because it is making noises. It does not like to stand parked while I'm talking. But
RSSI critical warning.
But now the waiting is over and we are going to action. And right after the flight with this little M2, I will fly this M4, and I'm not ashamed that I'm flying the M4 at the moment just for fun. So maybe a little bit inverted, but not so comfortable like with this. And let's go flying. So, okay. I am really happy with this. Since I made my first video with this machine, I did a ton of flights, and how it is possible to put it in inverted flight, to hold it inverted on one place is just, for me, fascinating. Even in this wind, we have a little bit wind. So, as I told you in the first video, now even more, this machine feels like a part of me. So, I'm now turning to the left half roll. I am also sometimes a little bit disappointed with myself that I'm still not able to fly forward or backwards in inverted. But when I'm so, I don't know, stupid or have too high expectations to myself, I say I make myself aware how difficult this is. And I'm happy, instead of being sad, I'm happy that I have so much fun doing these few things I can so far. It is really blowing now, you maybe see it in the grass. So this is not few what I can do. It's especially not few if you remember that in the beginning of this year, I still was not able to really hover a bit. So and already the reason that this machine feels that I'm feeling so connected with this machine is just something wonderful. So I have no reason to be disappointed. I hope I have a lot of years in front of me to develop, and in this year I made a great progress. And if I would now be disappointed with the speed of my progress, this would be really sad and not good. And it's coming mainly when people are comparing themselves with others. We all know other pilots which are maybe progressing much more, but we don't know their story. We don't know how many hours they are spending maybe in front of the simulator. So once again, going inverted. So it's so much fun to do this, and I have to say I was not even thinking that I was coming close to cutting grass or bringing or holding this helicopter on a windy day, so low, relatively low, and the grass is very uneven in its length, so it's not really possible to come to 1 centimeter. So I enjoy this. You will not see me doing such things with my M4. I'm far away from this, but as I said in the first introduction, I have patience with myself. So I changed the helicopters. And it is fantastic for me that this little machine is such a confidence booster for me. So this gives me back all the happiness when I'm getting sometimes frustrated with these machines.
RSSI critical warning.
Yes, we
Sensor
know.
lost.
Thank
Telemetry
you.
lost.
Thank you, we know, because the battery is disconnected. And we should not be unhappy. We do this because we love flying, and now I'm going to get the M4. I just have to. We cannot expect that we are machines. It's also this way that I have to choose the right model. We are only people. We are just human beings. So it is logical that we have sometimes a worse day, sometimes we have a better day. So we are not robots. We are having biological rhythms. One day we were sleeping better, the other day we were sleeping less good. Sometimes we are having worries. Sometimes we have problems with the health, with the job. We are not machines. We cannot expect from ourselves that we are able to fly every day in the exact way. So everything is set up, machine is working. I straightened the tail, I switch on my beeper, because even this huge helicopter, when you lose it in this grass, I wish you lots of fun searching it, even if it's orange. But so as I told you, I give myself time with this machine. I don't rush myself. And I'm not even ashamed of showing yourself. I only have to see the helicopter. I'm not ashamed in front of you that this flight will rather be upright than inverted, because it is just the way. It is, of course, psychological, as I told you. It is psychological because the model is more expensive. I also train the orientations with this model. I'm training flying far away with this, where, for instance, the small helicopters like the M1 and the M2 would be just too small because you don't see them anymore. So, of course, now with having my wife with me, with the camera, I am not flying far away because this is not very interesting for you. But it is also a matter, bigger helicopters have much more mass. And I, as a pilot, I feel this bigger mass. So I feel that I really have to pull more weight through turns, that it takes longer to brake the helicopter. The small helicopters are reacting faster. And I, with my temperament, I was also, when I was motorcycle rider, I was much more in love with small 350 Yamaha two-stroke machines and enduros than with huge machines, which were heavy. So this is maybe really a kind of my temperament, that I just love light things. If it's a helicopter, or I have to get used more. Of course, I love this machine. I love also my standing M5. It's beautiful. Okay, now I do a backflip. But I am honest with you, I'm not enjoying this so much because I still don't feel so connected. So please let me know in the comments if you have similar experiences, so I would not feel so lonely, because everybody says big helicopters are easy to fly. The smaller the helicopter, the more difficult. And I feel sometimes as something would be not normal with me, that I'm having not difficulties, but I'm feeling so different with the bigger helicopters. So I now try to make a half roll. I will be a little bit more quiet now because I have to concentrate. You see, it is flying in all directions. So it's something totally different. And I really feel, although I'm flying now 4 years, my heartbeat is going up a little bit more. It's just not so, I don't know, I would not say relaxing, but it is making me more nervous. I'm holding the breath a little bit more. It is not this fun I have with my M2 V3 Pro, not worrying about anything, trusting this machine, feeling as it would be connected with my fingers directly. I feel sometimes even as if I would be inside of this machine. But with my M4, and I know, of course, I know also from the analogy of full-size helicopter pilots, I know that before they were starting acrobatics, they have 10,000s or thousands of hours experience in normal upright flying like this. So I think this is the best way to prepare myself to build up the same feel. It is not that I'm expecting, but it's such a good feeling to feel great connected with your helicopter. So I will really work on getting the same connection. Even if I maybe have to stop to fly the small machines so that I'm not all the time having to readjust from small helicopters to the big helicopters. I don't know if this is, please let me know in the comments what you are doing if you are flying both helicopters, both sorts of helicopters on one day, or if you have something that you are not mixing. Upsala. So, everything is different with big helicopters. Let me know if you know something. Let me know if you had such, I would not name it even crisis, but such feelings that you feel sometimes unsatisfied. And let me know if this video helps you to motivate you to not give up, because this is, I think, very sad. If somebody makes a break, he leaves the helicopters behind himself, and for instance, after 10 years break, he comes back. I think it's much better to keep the fun, like I told you, with the small helicopter, and to go on. Okay, this was RC Copter Love. I hope you like this video. If you like it, give us a like. If you like it very much, please subscribe to our channel, and see you again. Bye.